This is Web Design Essentials. In the previous video, we talked about the basic structure of a HTML document, and we talked about a few text editing and coding softwares that we use to build. Now we're going to talk about organizing our files, organizing our contents for ease of access. So where we're going to store our files, and we're going to create a folder now on our desktop where all our contents would be, where we can access them easily. So we create a folder called Web Development. Web Development. Okay, I hope you got that. Then inside that folder, we're going to create subfolders to organize our contents. First folder we're going to create is the index folder for our texts. Next folder we're going to create is the images folder. Create a new folder entitled images. We'll put our pictures. We create a new folder and we tag this one media. Next folder we're going to create, we're going to call this CSS for our CSS files. Okay, now we're going to create one more folder and we're going to call this one JS. This will be where our JavaScripts will be stored. Okay, now all this is for ease of access. Our images, our media, our index, the pages will be stored in our index, our CSS files, and our JavaScript files. Okay, so right now we want to save our previous documents in the index file. So first of all, I think we're gonna get rid of this. Because we're gonna start all over again. We're gonna build the code afresh. All right, so let's delete that and we'll save as. We'll still use the same file name. We'll save as tester in the folder that we create on the desktop. Our index, yes. So we save it as the same name. Now remember, it has to be .html. It's a HTML document we're building, so it has to be .html, so that the system recognizes that. Oh, use it right. Then we click save. All right. Okay, so let's begin building our documents again. We start with the doc type declaration. You open the tag, exclamation mark, remember that, and doc type HTML. This time I'm not going to click on the tooltip, we're going to type it manually. Alright, this is so that you get your hands used to typing the codes. Then the next we go to the HTML, open tag. Then we close. See, that's one of the benefits of Sublime Text. It helps you complete your documents. Alright, next we're going to open up the child element of the HTML will be the head. Then we close the tag. Okay. Alright, so inside the head we create another child element which will be the title. I hope you remember this from the previous class, so this will serve as a reminder, or kind of like a revision for you. The title, yeah, we'll close the tag. Then we come out of the head and create a new parent. This will be, I have to shift down a little bit, okay. Create the body tag. Then we close it. Okay, I think we're gonna give it some more space. Alright. Now inside the body tag we're going to create another child elements, a header and a paragraph. create a H1 standing for a header 1 close tag. Then we create a paragraph tag. This is a P tag. Oh, sorry. Okay, I think just before we go there, I should fill up the contents there so you see what we're doing. We're gonna call this the first title, and then we're gonna call this one the first header. Then we'll call this one the first paragraph. Okay, looking good. Looking good. All right. So yeah, this is a basic HTML document like we discussed in the last video. Okay, so let's explain the examples. Remember, the doc type declaration defines the document type to be HTML. Okay. The doc type declaration, it defines everything written in here to be HTML. Now we have PHP and other stuff, but this document is a HTML document. Okay. Right. The text between the HTML tags describes an HTML document. The HTML tags. Alright. Now we have the HTML, the open and the close tag, the start and the end tag. Now it's completely different. Everything inside, let's say between number 2 and number 12, everything inside that describes this as HTML document. It's different from this. It's different from the doc type. This one defines the documents to be HTML, but this one describes the documents as HTML. Right? It's very important. So let me do something here. Let me tag this a lot. Okay. So this makes it easier. So now see that everything that is a child of this tag is a HTML document. Right? The reason for the coloration and for the tags is so that we can define the parents and the child elements of a document. Okay, it's for ease of for us to be able to identify our documents. Okay. The text between the head tags provides information about the documents. So that's the title tag. Now it's a child element of the head, and it provides information about the documents. It gives the document a heading, and probably the other things that the other tags that come under it there, but we'll discuss that later. Alright, the text between the title tag provides a title for the documents. Now this text provides a title for the documents. Alright, now this title is usually written on this point here on the tab side of the browser. It's always written on the tab side. That's where you see the title of the document. So now if I save this and preview it in our browser, here you see the first title on the tab section of the browser. Okay, then what we have here in the search box is the location where the document is saved. Right now it's saved on our desktop. It was saved on the server or on the web. It will have a different address, but right now it's on the desktop. Remember, that's where the title always comes up. Alright, so see it, first title It always shows up in the tab section. Alright, now the text between the body tags describe the visible page contents. Yes, the text in between or inside the body tag describes the visible page content, what people would see. Alright, everything we see on the websites is always written in between the body tags. So like what we've seen here, we're seeing contents. Anything that's written in this space is written in the body tag. Okay, this is the visible page contents. Alright, now the text between H1 tags describes a heading. The text between the P tags describes a paragraph. Okay, now the H1 describes a heading, that's why I tab first header. The P tags describes a paragraph, so the first paragraph. Okay, so we see there first header for the H1, first paragraph for the P tag. Alright, so the first header, that's the heading. Yes, it describes the H1 and the paragraph tag. Yeah. Using this description, a web browser can display a document with a heading and a paragraph. Using this description, a web browser can display a document with a heading and a paragraph. It's very essential to remember all these examples and the explanations, because as we go on, we will expand more on other tags and other attributes of a HTML document. But this is the basic structure. Alright, now we're talking about HTML tags. HTML tags are keywords, tag names, surrounded by angle brackets. You have a tag name, a contents, then the close of a tag name. Okay, when you look here, you see the title. The title is a tag name. So do we have the content, first title, then we have a tag name again, title, but it has a close. There's a difference between the first and the second one. Okay, you see there's a slash in front of one and one is plain. Let's go back there. HTML tags normally come in pairs like P and P. You see the two tags, right? P and P. The first tag in the pair is the start tag. That's this one. It's nothing, just the alphabet. The second tag is the one, end tag. It has a slash before the tag name. Okay? It always has a slash for the tag name. The end tag is written like the start tag, but with a slash before the tag name. It's always important to identify the end tag with that slash. If not, your document will not display correctly. Every tag, end tag, must have a slash before the tag name. We understand that. Note, the start tag is often called the opening tag, and the end tag is often called the closing tag. Okay? This is very important, and you must never forget that when you are designing a web's page or a HTML document, a PHP document. So we see the opening tag and the closing tag, or the start tag and the end tag. You see the one has the tag name alone, the other has a slash before the tag name. This is a very important rule to remember when building HTML documents or any other kind of documents you're building. Right? It's a common coding rule. Okay. So this is the basic structure of a HTML document, like we discussed in the last video. Okay. Purpose of web browsers is to read HTML documents and display them. Alright. Let's go to the doc type declaration. The doc type declaration helps the browser to display a web page correctly. We already said that. So if a doc type if your document doesn't have a declaration of a document, doc type is just short form for document type. So you want your web page to display correctly, you have to identify what kind of document it is. Like right now, this document is HTML. Let me do something here. Let me add a language attribute. This document is written in English, so US English. So I'll write EN and US. This only identifies the HTML documents as a document written in English US. Okay. Let me put in one other tag that's we put in the first video. It's not here. That's the meta char set tag. Okay. We'll put in the meta char sets. Okay. Equals to, we put it double quotes, UTF-8. What this does is just identifies the coding of this document as a UTF-8 in the character set. Okay. We have different character sets, but this one is, we're going to be using UTF-8. It is the most common when it comes to building HTML documents for websites. We have the Unicode and we have the ANSI, but for now we're using the UTF-8 for this document. We'll explain that later. Okay, back to the document type. There are different document types on the web. Obviously, here, like I said, we have HTML, PHP, JavaScript, and but to display a document correctly, the browser must know both type and version. Okay, we know what kind of document it is, the type of document it is, and the version of that document type. It is also very important because the codes get different. The doc type declaration is not case sensitive. Remember this word, not case sensitive. You can write it in any casing you like. It's not case sensitive. I think I should underline this so that you see it clearly. It's not case sensitive. Maybe I think I'll bold it a bit and change the font, the color to maybe a red. Okay, so it's easily identified. The doc type declaration is not case sensitive. Please remember that. All cases are acceptable. We have the first word capital, the last word small letters. We have the first and the last word capital. We have the first and the last word small letters. Then we have the sentence case for first and the last word. All of them will display correctly. Yeah, so it doesn't make any difference. The document will still display. Alright, so that's the beauty of HTML5. There's restrictions and the strictness of the coding is not as much as the previous HTML versions. So I'll be seeing you in the next video.